Growing up in rural Michigan, life was pretty monotonous, surrounded by trees and fields with hardly any excitement. I left as soon as I could, but I still remember the old property, a sprawling 3-acre plot with a large house and a creepy storage building out back. I was 13 when something terrifying happened. My parents often left me alone, trusting my maturity and sense of responsibility. One weekend, while playing Vice City on my PS2, I heard a loud metallic bang from outside. Rushing to the windows, I saw nothing until I reached the one facing the storage building. The door was wide open. Panic set in. I grabbed the rifle from the closet and went outside, shouting to see if anyone was there. I announced I had a gun before peeking inside the cluttered storage building, which housed everything from a sit-down mower to various lawn care tools. Even as a kid, I was usually fearless, but this was different. I shut the door and locked it, waiting nervously by the window, anticipating someone might emerge. The heavy door wouldn't just swing open by itself. Someone had been inside. I tried calling my dad, but he didn't answer. After leaving a voicemail, I sat by the window with the TV on, trying to pass the time. Then I heard footsteps creaking upstairs. My heart raced. Was I imagining things, or was someone really in the house? I had a strong instinct to protect, but I felt overwhelmed. I grabbed the rifle again and crept upstairs, trying to stay silent. At the top of the stairs, I turned on the light, revealing 5 doors, 4 leading to bedrooms and 1 to the bathroom. I heard the creaking from my parents' bedroom side. Dropping to my knees, I peeked under the door and saw 2 bare feet. My stomach churned. This was no game, and I was far from ready to confront or harm someone. I bolted downstairs and hid in the bathroom, calling my dad repeatedly without success. Desperate, I finally dialed 911, whispering the situation. I was told to stay quiet. Footsteps approached the bathroom door, and a deep voice said, "What's up, kid?" I still remember that voice vividly, sending chills down my spine. Trembling, I told the 911 operator I had a gun and was on the phone with the police. The man tried the door, realized it was locked, and walked away. I heard the back door slam shut and felt a wave of relief as I waited for the police to arrive. They inspected the house and confirmed the intruder was gone. I stayed at my uncle's house that night, haunted by the realization that I had left the door unlocked, allowing the intruder easy access. Fast forward a few years, I was 18, and my parents were away on a week-long anniversary trip. My sister had already moved out, so I was alone at our isolated property. One day, while at a gas station, a man in a black Jeep Cherokee struck up a conversation. He asked for directions and seemed friendly, but then he began asking personal questions and took an odd interest in me. When I drove home, I noticed the same Jeep following me. He passed by as I turned into my driveway, heading in the opposite direction from the interstate. I thought nothing of it at the time. That night, I heard footsteps outside. The house was surrounded by woods, so I assumed it was an animal and didn't investigate. But when I returned home later, a man's voice called out, "Kate!" My heart sank. How did he know my name? I rushed inside, locking the door and calling my parents. They brushed it off as a neighbor, but it was unsettling. The next night, the same voice called out again. I called 911, but when the police arrived, they could find nothing. I stayed inside until the next day, heading to work. Upon returning home, I heard the voice again. "Kate, don't call the cops on me again, cutie." I was terrified. I ran to my car, but as I tried to drive away, I saw a man in a mask trying to open my door. I managed to escape and stayed at a friend's house while the police investigated again. This frightening encounter made me realize how important it is to be vigilant and lock doors. The man had clearly been stalking me, and I'm convinced that he intended to harm me. It's a reminder of how crucial it is to stay aware and keep your home secure. Lastly, a recent experience while dog-sitting for a friend, Cody, reminded me of the importance of home security. Theo, his Pomsky, was barking uncontrollably at the back door. When I approached, I saw a man trying to open the door. He claimed to be looking for Melissa, Cody's sister, but he looked suspicious. I told him to leave, and he did. Later, Cody confirmed that his sister didn't know the man, adding to the creepiness of the situation. Remember, always keep your doors locked and stay alert. Until next time, stay safe and beware of the unexpected.